Hello and welcome back to the Eldritch Share campaign. I'm your host and GM Nineveh, and with me are Kathia and Soinnarios.
Hello, this is Kathia.
By default, this is Soinnarios.
Congratulations on that default. This is episode 32, session 28 or something like that, depending on how we shuffle the order of the chat episodes. I guess y'all will find out when we air them. Anyways.
These aren't live?
No, they're not live. Podcast formats are rarely live. They are recorded medium, and we are recording about 3 months ahead of advance. Yeah. That. Right. Okay, so no, you're good. Yeah, we have about a 3-month lead time. I don't think this is secret. I think people know this. But yeah. So, we got together actually like faster. So we literally just played through the first part of this last night, and we are now going to do the rest of the Harvest Queen Festival. I believe we can do it. So last time we had just wrapped up.
Faith.
Yeah, last time we wrapped up the horse race, which was the day 1 festivities. Technically day 2, but the day 1 competition. Remain Sunshine won that one. He is the best rider. Go Yamelians. And you, Soinnarios, you presented him with like the saddle and bridle and blankets and all that stuff. The really nice gifts that the clan kind of provided. So that was cool. There's like I said, it's a festival, so it's a market week. There are religious celebrations going on as well, because this is kind of, you're like rolling into Ronaldo's Holy Week for her High Holy Day. So there's a lot going on. Like the clan's pretty busy. You're drawing people in from outside the clan and even outside the tribe to come like watch or participate or be in the market, stuff like that. So kind of a big deal. But anyways, we'll move on from day 1, which was God's Day, and we will move on to Freeze Day. Now, this day is the day of the unarmored duel to first blood. So all the contestants have like a shield and whatever weapon they favor, and they're going to just like fight a duel. So the first time someone gets cut, that's the end of it. Obviously, that can be pretty serious. Also, obviously, heal wounds exist, heal body exists, regrow limb exists. So unless someone really screws up and cuts someone's head off, it should be fine. Okay, so that morning, Soinnarios, you're back on your platform. Like I kind of said earlier, you're finding yourself like often up on stage, but often with not a lot to do. You're kind of just like you're all like dolled up, right? So you're wearing like your fanciest clothes, your hair is all like in complex or ornate look, right? So you're like probably have like wearing like the coal and stuff like that, like makeup and things. So you look really nice and you're like presented in view, but like a lot of what you're doing is just kind of sitting there and watching what's going on or just being seen.
Weird. Woman of action.
Yeah, I know. You're like, this is neat. I like this. It's like 0 out of 10. So yeah. So today you can see kids in the crowd. They're playing. They're fighting with sticks and stuff. Like everybody knows the theme of the day. So there's a lot of that sort of mock jousting and mock fighting with children and things going on, and people are getting like ready to go. The men of the clan are kind of gathered up in little clusters, and they're talking about war stories and whatnot, and who they think will do well. Like all that stuff is going on. Again, it's hard for you guys to intervene in these events, but if you want to do something, right, like market-wise or crowd-wise or learn information or try to intervene in some way, you can. Otherwise, you're probably just kind of doing what you're doing.
I'm not anti-intervention, but I don't know what I can do from where I'm at.
I know, it's
tough.
If I can help, I suppose you can call on me, but I don't have any. I messed around in the last one. I feel a little guilty about it.
I feel like I shouldn't have done that.
No, I don't really feel that way. I just kind of like, yeah. So I was going to see I might see who the matchups are here, and I might just stay out of it.
Round 1, you'll learn these pretty early. Like Chorustor is dueling Onger, the big Odalin.
Oh no.
Vostor, the Thang guy, the older guy, is dueling Afarian, a Dark Hunter, the Arganagari dude, and Ermaine and Javad, so the Yamalian and the Lunar, are dueling. And here you suspect the favor of the crowd, right? Because these are technically drawn, but somehow contestant 7, Baranth, got a bye. Like there's no one for him to fight. So if you pair him off in pairs, so he gets to advance to the second round immediately. he's also your favorite.
Hooray!
So whether that's the subtle power of the making him the favorite, or if it's just politics behind the scenes, hard to say. But he does get to skip the first round of duels.
Or Core Star, maybe.
You guys are so down on him. You just don't believe in him at all.
Well, no, it's just that if Andre gets the first hit, it's going to hurt.
Right. I get you. Okay. So is there anything you want to do here to intervene or mess with things at all? There's limited options, right? But that's kind of what the situation is.
It's me too. Otherwise, I'm staying out for the first round.
Put a blue spell on the Copus in the sheath. No, I'm joking. No.
Let's just see how it plays out. It might be interesting. See if Core Star gets killed in this round.
Or he could win the first round.
He could.
Quick on his feet.
I know I'm not being down on him. I mean, I guess I am.
Realistic.
Yeah, I'm being realistic. There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
So, anyways, is there anything you want to do here, or do you just want to watch how the round plays out?
I think just watch how the round plays out. It's kind of hard to think of anything for us to do. I think given just who we are, as well as kind of who our clan is.
I understand. It's fine. It's cool. Kathia, same boat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm setting this out.
All right. So, in the first round,
Let's see what happens.
this will be fun. Korstor versus Anger. Anger is a hunter. He has a spear. Korstor has his axe and shield. So you guys have seen. Well, I don't know that you've really seen Korstor fight before, but you've been around him before. So there's kind of a quick back and forth between the two, right? Anger just kind of rushes him, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm just going to overpower you. And Korstor just cuts him, right? Real quick and not very hard. Just flits in and nicks him hard enough to draw blood. And it's yep, that's it. We're done.
Hooray!
Of course. It's good for him. Vostor and Farian duel, similar fight where Vostor is just not really better than Farian. He's just quick enough that he darts in again and hits him hard enough to cut him somewhere on the arm. When he extends to parry, and that just ends it. It's a quick clash. All of these actually, the first rounds are all pretty quick clashes. Ermaine, our Yamelian guy, who's actually a pretty good fighter, but he's I've got a big shield and a long spear, right? And I'm fighting a duel against Javad, who has got a Copus, so he just loses the turning, the footwork fight pretty quickly. Where it's yeah, you've got large weapons and a big shield, but I can just move around you and cut to your exposed side pretty quickly. So it's kind of how the first round goes. It's a lot of quick single clash, and then when they pull apart, someone's bleeding and someone's not, and that's all it takes. Good times. Okay. We'll advance to round 2.
If allowed, I will heal the minor cuts or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. So you'll get involved enough to heal their wounds and keep them fine. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. Cool. So the next rounds will be done up. These rounds are going to be Vostor versus Javad there, and then Baranth versus Korstor. So Vostor... Say what?
Korstor's going to roll a passion here.
Maybe not. But in any event, okay, so Vostor, our fine Orlanthi Thane versus our young Lunar is a little anticlimactic. They clash pretty rapidly, right? And they both cut each other, but Javad cuts him first. So he wins that one. They both land in the clash, but Vostor gets cut first. So he loses pretty quickly. Next up, Baranth and Korstor fight, right? So this bout goes back and forth for a while. What eventually happens is, and it's they're both working on each other, they're pairing and moving around, and something you don't see if it's something that Korstor does well or something that Baranth does poorly, but Korstor just shatters Baranth's shield. He hits it hard and breaks it, and then he gets in and gives him a nick again once it's clear. Yeah, okay, just whoop. Quick cut. Yeah, not bad. Yep. There is a loser's bracket, but it matters less. Some of them will fight again to determine where they're positioned in that. So, yeah. But that's less important here. So round 3 will take place later on. There's rest between these bouts so that people, get an orange, get some water, whatever. So they take a while, right? Yeah, take beds, things like that. So, but the last fight will be Javad versus Korstor. So Yeah. So again, absent intervention. This one will go pretty quickly. Corsair just loses. He does his best, but it's a quick flurry, like a lot of them have been, and he just comes away like with a line down his arm, and it's just like, oh yeah, I did get cut. Yes, our brave Lunar wins the
Corsair
day.
got second.
Corsair got second. Surprisingly,
Who gets third?
Vostor ends up third, so the Thane. Baranth ends up in fourth. Yeah, and then Ermain, Farian, and Andr ends up in last place. He's actually not a great fighter. He's a hunter, so he's big and strong and stuff, but he's not really skilled at fighting. So that's kind of how that one goes. There's lots of
So
cheering
far,
and
he
stuff.
hasn't been doing so hot.
Yeah, he hasn't. People are pretty excited by all the fighting and stuff, but the clan's mood for the last duel is like, oh cool, two people were kind of predisposed to dislike or dueling it out. Neat. So it's a little subdued.
Yeah.
So that happens. Let's see here. The prizes for the duel. Okay, so what about him?
Just go ahead. I was going to ask what Javad gets out of it. I was curious.
Yeah, so Soinnarios, you will award him, and it's kind of the same thing, like where you presented to him and stuff from your stage, as you did yesterday. He gets a suit of plate armor, right? It's nice bronze, like embellished plate. It's quite expensive and honestly heavier than he can really wear, but he receives it in good grace. It's, to be fair, most people would struggle to carry full plate with weapons and shields, so it's heavy. So yeah, so he receives it with good grace.
Okay.
Good.
I said others don't.
It's
get
true.
weighed down
Some
by
people
it.
can
It's
wear
fine.
it. Yeah, some people can wear it. Like if you can, if you got to flaunt it. But most people struggle with that. Right. So he'll receive the armor. It's obviously pretty nice. It's good looking, right? It's well made. So he'll take that with good graces. He seems nice. You can chat with him a little bit while you're like giving him this stuff, and he seems friendly, open to foreign experiences and whatnot. He's not judging your weird podunk rights. Like he's cool with it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's day
No,
2.
I'm friendly with him, and
Cool. All right. No, I mean, yeah, feel free to embellish. I'm just kind of...
no, I don't know if there's maybe try to get to know him to see why he's doing it. Besides the infiltrate us even further.
I mean, he's not part of like the lunar hive mind. No, that's fair though. How do you go about this? Are you like trying to be subtle, or are you just like, hey, why are you here?
Yeah, like I didn't realize lunars took part in these festivals and rites, and the first I've seen of it.
Right. So when you say that, like he's like been like smiling and friendly, his smile widens just a touch, and he just says, "We are all us. There's a place for everything and everyone."
Okay, I don't know how to respond to that.
And then he says, "Besides, this is more fun than hanging around the barracks."
See?
I might share a little bit of adventuring or whatever. Like I can understand that we have to get out of the stead once in a while, so that's about it.
Okay, cool.
I said,
Yeah,
I just let him know we have to get out of the stead once in a while and do things. So yeah,
right, yeah, for sure, yeah. So he agrees. Like adventuring is good. It's good to stretch your legs, see the countryside, do new things. Yeah, he does not come off to you as someone who looks down on like these rustic provincials or whatever. At the very
it
least,
just calls them rustic provincials.
Yeah, he calls them that, but he doesn't look down on them. The label is accurate, not demeaning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we'll fade away into the next day of rites, and this is kind of how it goes for your characters, right? You're like mostly kind of watching. You get to learn some things, but you can't really press too much on any given thing. All right, next up, day 3 is the dance festival. This is exciting. There are lots of so these guys have a sustained thing. Like the way the dance is structured, right, is that there's music that's going to be playing more or less continuously. The goal of the men participating in this is to dance, to stay on the beat, right? Like as you do, because you kind of have to dance on the beat or else you're just flailing, and to make it look good for as long as they can. And once you go out, right? So they're just trying to like do their thing until there's only one of them left on the clearing, like the area for the dancing. But this is sort of a day where lots of people will be doing different dance like competitions or showing off or having coordinated things throughout the day as well. So it's kind of like the theme of the day is dancing. So early in the day, before the festivities start, Soinnarios, this is one of the sections where you'll actually get to leave your stage right? Because people want you to come to our dance circle, come to this dance circle. You'll have to stay up there while the actual competition is going on, and you'll probably get to tour around a little bit afterwards too, since you'll be like going to different groups who are dancing and like joining in with them and stuff, like sort of a thing that you'll do as the Harvest Queen. So you'll get to move around a bit, which is nice because at this point, like you're probably like, I'm sick of sitting on the stage.
Yes.
Okay. So
No, I was already picturing that before you said that, so yes.
Cool. Good.
Let's wonder and dance.
Yeah. So you'll get to bop out a little bit. Is there anybody, you have some leeway here to like decide where you want to go or who you want to talk to? So is there anybody you want to drop in on specifically?
Like, you mean suitors or otherwise, or both, or
suitors,
anybody?
clan, anybody? Yeah, you have a lot of freedom to move around, kind of, and drop in on little groups and things. You can easily bump into one of the suitors if you wanted to.
Well, even though we don't need to do elongated things, I feel like I should drop in on anybody from my immediate family, as well as maybe the chieftain. And then I feel like I should bump into Korstar.
Okay. So like your drama
wish
pick
him
for
luck.
the day? Okay.
So
you said...
I was flipping a coin in my head between him and Baranth.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, so you said family, RS able for Korstar. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're able to catch up pretty easily with family members, especially like your mom has to do some of the stuff because she's the priestess, so she'll be around quite a bit. She has been kind of... So one, like this is supposed to be your thing, right? So you're literally center stage. So she's kind of been letting things run and helping organize and things, kind of staying a little like half step back. But also she's been spending a fair amount of her time like back at home.
Yeah.
So but you can definitely catch her today. So what's your goal here?
See how Quorum's doing, and then also see how she's doing, and thank her as well.
Right, okay. So she'll tell you he seems fine, right? He's obviously still quite enfeebled, but he can go through his day-to-day stuff, and he doesn't seem like, what's the term for it in the old canon? Rebirth sickness, or something like that, or relife sickness. Sometimes people, when they die and come back, like they get touched by the death rune, and so they're just, I don't really care about life anymore. Get removed from all this stuff. It doesn't matter to me, and so he seems to have avoided that hurdle, which is good, but it's just kind of, slow day by day. And she kind of looks around at the festival and she says, this has turned out well.
Thankfully, and hopefully it stays that way. It seems to be anybody's game.
She nods at that and she says, maybe not Andres. Right. But who knows? Maybe he's light on his feet.
Like an alien. So. No, that's pretty much it with her.
Okay, makes sense. I like how completely your dynamic has changed with her. Like, it's like, yep, I appreciate this.
Well,
I think it's mostly on her end, though, honestly.
I think Quorum kind of hit it a bit.
Okay, so Ara next. So your clan chieftain,
yeah,
she's having fun. Things are going well. She's pleased with things. She's enjoying the festivities too. The clan ring generally is. Things are going well. Like everybody worked hard. Like you worked hard on this too, but you were gone for part of it. So like everybody's pitched in quite a bit, and they're pleased that everything's going well. That's kind of her general tenor.
I just wanted to acknowledge that and thank her and party a bit with her.
Yeah, it makes sense. So you guys can cut a couple turns on some, dance or another. But
I was going to try to spend the day. I assume that there's like groups that came with most of these contestants. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To try to kind of visit with them and just kind of fill out. If there's anything that stands out to me, be pleasant, talk to them some.
Cool. Okay. So you were going to talk to the various groups, Kathia?
Yeah, I'm just going to try to get a feel for if there's anything going on I should be watching out for. So far, everything seems on the up and up, which has me concerned. It doesn't feel right.
Everything's
going to
be
the ogre.
Yeah, who's the ogre?
Who's the ogre, right? Plot twist, it's Baranth.
Yeah. Or Baranth is an actual werewolf.
Yeah, that's possible. Roll. So this would just be a general, I want to say an intrigue, because you're kind of like evaluating groups and trying to get a feel for their like intentions and motives and things. This isn't really like you're looking at one person. You're more like determining power structure and how it's oriented.
I'm gonna use my loyalty to my clan to hopefully boost it.
How'd it go?
The loyalty. as loyal to you as I thought I was there. So anyhow, my intrigue, yeah, it failed. It failed either way, even if I'd had the bonus. But with the negative, it really failed. But
okay,
roll 75.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you spend a lot of time on this, and you do talk to the groups, but you're not able to get a good sense of like you're trying to like ferret out something being wrong, and you're just not coming up with much. Everything does seem to be on the up and up. People seem to be here because they want to be. People's motives are larger. I mean, obviously, there's an element of like, I get a lot of land for a year. I get nice gifts. I get reputation, right? I don't necessarily have to stay here if I don't want to. Those are all, I mean, there's some sense of some people are doing it to some degree for themselves, but most people are here for what you would consider good reasons, or at least reasonable reasons.
I don't have anything. There's nothing wrong with somebody that's like doing it for the power and all. After all, that's what my cousin's doing it for. I mean, also there's a kid in there somewhere, hopefully, which might seem important, but nobody seems to actually care about that. It's about the power. Not casting judgment.
So the husbands mostly won't, because they won't. The kid will be, any children from this will be Soinnarios', not theirs. Like once your marriage is over, they'll leave them.
I was just joking about it.
No, you're good. You're good. I get you. So cool. Yeah, so you don't get much out of that. Otherwise, the dance competition will kind of kick off. There's really not, outside of sticking an oar on someone, there's not a lot you can do to like intervene with this. So it will go as it goes.
We're going to randomly change time signatures.
Oh no! What is this? What is this?
Sondheim.
Every other measure.
Dancing fire.
You just do swing where it's like
7/4,
6 steps,
where you syncopate the 4,
beats, so
and swing the 3.
Nice. Yeah, like actual swing dancing is like a 6 beat dance to like 4 times. So it's a little ugly sometimes. All right. So anyways, this will go on. There's music. It changes up slowly. Like it'll drift kind of like slower, faster, whatever. You have a band that's playing like actual performers and things to do this. So you have some actual Denander cultists and things like that around to handle it. The first one out is Farian. He apparently dances like a troll, or maybe just dances like no one can see him, but everybody can. So he drops early for him. Next one out will be Anger. Anger is actually not a bad dancer, and surprisingly, almost everybody except Farian has a sense of rhythm. Like you can tell everybody here does dance, but Anger is the worst of those who are decent at it. There's a big gulf though. Like it takes like Farian's like, all right, it's been 30 seconds and no one wants to see me move ever again. And then there's like a while before Anger drops. And following that, shortly after he drops, Vostor drops, or Thane. He's a passable dancer. He's not the most impressive. He eventually just misses the timing on something and just kind of drops. Following that is our Yamelian. Surprisingly good dancer, the Yamelian, middle of the pack.
They do these formal dance things pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do this despite technical difficulties. Next person who drops is Baranth. Baranth will get third in this event. Yeah. Second place is Javad, our little lunar dancer. He does pretty well there for quite a while.
All right.
Yeah, of course. Picks this one up. Good for him. I'm proud of him. He's the best dancer.
Oh, wow.
This is where he spent his passion, because dancing is how he met you.
That's right. You should have. Yeah. Okay. Who was fourth? I didn't write him down.
Oh, no, you're good. Fourth was Ermaine, the Yamelian.
Fifth,
Vostor.
Yep.
Andror. And last was. Hey, so what the 4-star get for winning the dance contest?
Good question. So once it's over, and you'll have some time to recover, because they've been dancing for quite a while at this point and are worn. When you award him the prizes, so the prize for the dance competition it's a wool cloak that's been heavily embroidered with cloth of gold, cloth of silver, like silver thread and things, into like a lot of like fancy patterns. So it's not like a super big item, but it's like extremely well made and like heavily decorated. So it has a lot of like, it's worth a lot of money essentially, but it's just really fancy. So it has like runes and patterns and things, like the embroidery like around the edge and stuff is all silver thread and gold thread and things like that. So it's very wealthy, right? It's like the sort of thing the clan chief or someone like that would wear. So like it's a really nice piece of clothing.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. but Star might be winning right now.
Yeah, Corso's winning right now.
He won one. He took second, and then he took fourth.
Yeah, he's always been in like the top half.
Yeah, thanks to my meddling.
Because he's winning right now.
I don't know if I changed anything, but
Anger is definitely losing right now. But Farian's not far behind on the losing front.
I don't think you're probably too bothered by either of those.
Poor Anger. He's a nice man.
Oh, Farian's like the dark brooding type.
Is that your type?
My type is.
You should have made your mind up.
I'm letting fate and the dice.
See, what she's supposed to be is torn between two nearly identical young men, one of whom is like slightly duskier and has dark hair, and one of whom is slightly more fair-skinned and has blonde hair. That's how these usually go.
Tori.
Next day, orate. So, orate is about
speech,
long-term speeches, inspiring other people through rhetoric, turns of phrase, facts and logic, making good arguments, right? All those things. So we will see how that goes. This is basically listening to dudes give a bunch of speeches about things.
Or not.
Again, this is like Clay Day, so this is technically on your High Holy Day, right? So keep that in mind. There's a bunch of religious stuff going on around this. So yeah. So again, if there's anything you want to learn or do, or if you want to try to figure something out or gain additional information or interfere in some way or help somebody, now is the time to do that. Otherwise, we'll just kind of go over what happens. Because I know, again, since you're not like directly participating in these.
I only ask once again my cousin if there's anything that she would want me to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang back and watch because it's basically them all go up and do their own thing. And so there's not much I would want to mess in. I just want to pay close attention to all of them and see if I can pick up any concerns. That's my statement.
I briefly had the thought of what if some of the young kids started to heckle Javad, but that would come back and bite us. So no,
or I won't encourage it.
I just don't want to marry him. That's all.
I understand.
Fair enough.
I hear you.
I don't want you to either.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy. Just no.
He's awfully lunar.
Yeah.
You have incompatible religious beliefs.
There you go. Okay, so if you're not going to do anything here, if you want to give like a general insight roll to kind of like learn something about the contestants or something like that, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll just move on.
I do.
Cool.
I would like to do a general insight.
Go for it.
I'm going to try to boost it again with my clan.
Okay.
I always forget to do that.
Don't worry about
it. I
it.
succeeded.
Okay.
Try to edit mine so I can put my check next to clan, which I succeeded in this time, and I did not last time.
Nice. Okay.
I'm really not just searching for checks. I'm just doing it because it's my best chance of succeeding. Hold on, what are we looking for? Insight. Yeah.
Insight. Human insight.
So let's see. Yes. Human insight. I fail even with my plus 20%.
Okay, cool. Good work. Good work, team. Okay. So you don't learn anything that you haven't already kind of gleaned. Soinnarios. Your big takeaways, because you like get to listen to them talk and stuff. Like you're not ultimately making the judgment. Some of your clan leadership is about who did best, but like you're like paying attention to what everybody's saying and stuff. So your takeaways from this, as far as like what sort of argument they're presenting, what they're talking about, right, is that you think, and it's not like they're just like, yeah, we hate these people, or yeah, these people are great. But your overall impression is that Ermaine is like, or your Gamelian guy is reasonably okay with the Lunars. Your impression is that Vostor and Baranth are not.
That's probably not a big surprise.
Not hugely surprising. Choristor is playing his cards.
What does Choristor think balloons?
You can't tell. You think whatever he is talking about, there's very little there that you could weigh one way or the other.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Too bad you didn't pick him as your favorite.
Stupid democracy.
That was just peer pressure. That was just you going along with the crowd. The end results of this one are that Anger, not a gifted speaker, is out. The Odalen Hunter is not what you would call good at this.
Last.
Yeah. He's had a rough
Throws
time.
my note taking off because I always want to restart from the top. Yeah, he's doing well here.
He's having a hard time.
I almost feel sorry for him.
He does pretty poorly. Vostor actually doesn't do that well, surprisingly.
He is not doing as well as I thought he would overall.
Yeah, it's an issue for him. It's been a problem for him. Who else do we have?
Can I ask a meta question? Is it because
Sure.
he's just not that good, or is he just incredibly unlucky?
Bit of both.
I'm just kind
He
of curious.
Yeah, he did okay. He's done. His roles have not been terrible. He didn't do great at the dance role, which looking at, he succeeded. It's just that everybody did really well on that. So even though he rolled a successful role, he was still near the back of the pack. On this one, he just rolled terribly. The pressure is getting to him. Who else now? So Baranth actually didn't do that great. He only got 5th on this one. You suspect that some of his rhetoric wasn't necessarily what people wanted to hear in this moment. Some bad choices made. Let's see here. Or 8. Who got 4th? Javad got 4th. He's a decent speaker, but not the best in the group, apparently. 3rd place was Farian Darkhunter, or Agunargari is a man of words, apparently. Makes sense. Agunagar is a smooth operator.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
There's
on the unofficial RuneQuest Discord, there's a really good post about how Agunagar is actually super cool, and there's probably a lot of Israelian young men who worship him because he's not a weirdo about anything. Okay. So 2nd place is Ermaine. He's a good speaker, turns out.
what?
Or Yamelian talker. Pretty good at it. Yeah, Corstor wins this one. He's quite diplomatic and adept and eloquent.
Yay!
Where did Corstar end up? 2nd?
First.
Who did I miss?
1st.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No,
Ermaine
I'm missing one. Who
got
was 2nd?
Ermaine. Yeah, the Yamelian.
The punctual one.
Yeah, I know. I said, cool. Hold it. Hasn't Corstar just won 2 in a row?
Yes.
Wow. I'm impressed. Both in character and out. And surprised. Both in character and out.
Yeah, he's done better than perhaps you could have anticipated. Okay, so the reward for this one, Soinnarios, which you'll be handing out, since this is a competition mostly about argumentation and stuff, is largely an expression of your inner strength into the outward world, right? It's a thing where you construct arguments and use words. So the most fitting prize for this that your clan could come up with was just an MP crystal. So you'll give him a sort of sand dollar shaped crystal that can hold magic points.
It's not bad at all.
So that's pretty cool.
When he
hard to put a monetary value
up
on crystals, but it's a valuable one to win.
When he comes up to get it, I may whisper, I may have picked wrong with the laurels and blush a bit. Apologies.
Whoops. He just kind of
But let
takes
him know
that
I'm
with
not
good grace,
disappointed
really, probably.
in the results.
So.
And since the day before was Ronaldo's High Holy or whatever,
Yes.
would I be able to worship Ronaldo to get all that fun stuff?
But we'll handle all the mechanical stuff at the end of the session. It shouldn't impact anything that happens during the ritual.
I hope not. No, so I will be social. Maybe beforehand, go encourage Corstar, and then maybe go try to get to know Baranth. I really haven't talked to him yet, even though I gave him the laurels, which I don't regret at all, since he's underperformed so far.
I understand. So Corstor is fine. He's focused. He does talk to you. I mean, he's an Orlanthian man, so his emotions are on his sleeve, right? He obviously wants to win because he likes you. He is obviously also still a little hurt that you didn't choose him.
Well, I like him too, and I just had to be fair. Sorry. Man.
Right.
Men and their emotions.
Just don't get it.
You're still pretty.
He's all right. But yeah, so he's kind of that, and then who is older than you?
Yes.
He's in his late 20s, so it's quite a ways ahead of you. He's focused. He has an air on him that feels a little bit like there's a sense of loss there. There's a sense of desperation, right? Just that kind of come off of him. Those things make him a romantic figure, right? In your view, in the sense of being, you know what I mean. If you say, a romantic hero, right? That sort of thing. Not romantic in the sense of I want to go on a date, but he feels like something out of the stories, kind of, at least in overall theme and impact as a person. So you can tell he doesn't really want to talk about it with you, but it's pretty obvious to you that the Maboder have they've had a bad time being mostly devoured by werewolves, but it seems like there's more going on than just that. But he doesn't really want to get into it either. So it's very important to him to try to win. And he recognizes that you've shown him some mercy and grace by bestowing your favor on him, and he's trying to be worth that too.
Let him brood. I mean, focus. So
Focus. Cool.
I think that'll be it. I don't. If I was talking about Andre, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Poor Andre.
No offense.
He's such a nice man.
Maybe after the chain breaking.
If he does well.
He and Farion are not favorites.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I don't. So I get it. Would you rank them under the lunar guy?
As to not suitors, but as to a marriage, a winner, I would rank them above. But realistically, it's like saying, "Hey, I like the Cleveland Browns." Well, that's fine, but the Browns.
I get it. All right. So if you don't have anything else you want to do outside of the contest, because you do, I mean, you have some freedom of, like, you can talk to almost anyone, right? Like, there are a lot of people here from various clans and tribes, but if you don't want to, that's fine. We can move on to. And I don't have any specific suggestions. I'm just.
I will cycle through and make sure to be a good hostess. Okay. As best I can. Want to make sure other clans feel welcomed and all that. But there's nothing in particular I'm trying to push or gain or whatever besides just their enjoyment of being here and how well we can throw a festival. So,
right on, makes sense. Okay, cool. So yes, you'll circulate, basically, chat with people, do pleasantries, be a good like, I struggle to find the right word. But yeah, hostess is probably the closest thing, right? Like, so yeah, so that's cool. Near noon, people will kind of start up, right? So all the guys sort of get their axes, and everybody lays out the chains and secures them. That way they don't flop around or fall off, right? Because that would be annoying. And then once they're ready, there's no time limit on this, so people can take their time, right? But it's so you're not like racing, but you are like trying to get the most done. So you're trying to place good strikes and hit hard and actually crack these chains. So we will go ahead and do that. All right, page over. So chain breaking wise, some things you know here. Some things become quickly obvious, right? One, Anger is very strong. He's a very strong man. So, and once he's like stripped to the waist and holding a big wood cutting axe, you're like, yeah, he's got muscles on his muscles. He's a big, strong man. It's pretty obvious to you that it's like, okay, this guy can probably break some chains, right? Otherwise, Farion looks a little stronger than the crowd. Vostor looks pretty strong. He runs more towards leanness. Farion runs more towards that, like, sort of more like Bolin from Korra, right? It's like you're clearly strong, but you're also kind of big, right? Vostor is more lean. Everybody else looks pretty average. Here, you also notice pretty quickly that for whatever it's worth, the lunar guy, Javad, he's about average strength. He doesn't look to you to be very muscly. So, and he falls behind reasonably quickly. So he's not terribly strong.
I actually am. I know you got it. Mm-hmm. Whatever, you get the results, but I am curious between Korstar and Anger, because I know if Anger actually hits, it's going to connect pretty hard. But from the duel, only one of them used an axe regularly, is what I remember, I think.
Right. Yeah. Luckily, so wood chopping and like actual axe combat are very different. So, well, I mean, I don't know, like, out of character moment. When you chop wood or swing an axe or a maul to split something or crack something, it's a really vertical motion. I don't know if you've ever really split wood by hand. It wouldn't surprise me if you had it. It wouldn't surprise me if you had it. You know what I mean?
I use a sledgehammer, so that feels like it's a similar.
Similar, yeah. So, like, I grew up burning wood for heat, right? Like, to heat the house. So I've split a lot of wood by hand or with wedges and mauls and sledgehammers and axes. But, like, yeah, you curl your whole body up, and you, like, the whole motion, like, starts, like, in your shoulders and goes all the way down through the body. If you swing like that in combat, you will die. Like, it has a long windup. You have very little ability to alter course, and it has a long recovery. So, like, axe combat and, like, wood chopping or, like, chain breaking type stuff are just not related skills, really, for the most part.
Okay.
So I get what you're saying, but it's like they're just so different. Like, but yeah. So it's mostly a contest of strength, right? And in that category, Andr obviously is the strongest. He's a big, burly bear of a man. So he pulls away fairly quickly. Vostor and Farian kind of keep up with him. Like, he never really gets very far ahead of them. Sometimes they're even as far as like where they're at. All three of them occasionally will break a chain in one swing. Andr does it a little more. Some of the others are taking like 2 or 3 or 4 tries to break a chain, because they're fairly heavy. So, I mean, it's kind of a flurry of motion, and then fairly quickly it stops. So what happens is that at the end of it, Andr has broken more chains than everybody else and gotten deeper into another one than anybody else. So he takes first. Vostor is just behind him in second. Farian is just behind him. Baranth is just behind those 3, followed by Ermaine, then Chorustor, and finally Shavad. Quick, sharp. Yeah, these tests of strength are difficult. It's like, well, Chorustor's a lot of things, but he's not strong. He's not weak, but he's not strong. So yeah, that's kind of the way that goes out.
Oh, he won one.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's how that goes. So you have like, they have some rest and recovery time, because that was pretty difficult, right? It takes some time, so they have a little time to like get a drink of water, chill out, which lets you get ready to actually hand out the prize again. And this will happen around the midday. So for chain breaking, what you present Andr with, who looks like super pleased with himself. He's super happy, right? He's just like beaming. He's all, he's got his shoulders out and whatnot. You present him with a pair of hand axes. They're what you call a small axe, so they can be thrown or used in melee. But they're twin, and they have like embellishments and patterns, silver, like decorations and things. So again, they're just really fancy small axes. So he looks pleased. He's really happy. Like I said, he's a bit oafish, but your general observation of him over the week is that it's kind of endearing. Like, he doesn't seem to be like, your feeling is that if you made him mad, like most Odalins, right, he's probably pretty terrible. Like, he was actually in a fury, but he also doesn't appear to have a mean bone in his body.
Hand it to him, and I will ask if he wants to arm wrestle. Maybe later this afternoon.
All right, he just laughs. He's like,
being all dolled up and on display is boring.
Right? You're like, I am sick of sitting up here all week. This sucks. So it's an object lesson, I think, in Arnaldan style politics, right? Where your job is to kind of be motionless at the center of things while things happen around you. And you sort of push and pull things gently around to kind of, like, I mean, thinking about it, you've had a lot of influence over who wins and loses, right? You set the contest. You have a favor to hand out.
Yeah.
Like, you've had some ability to manipulate events, an ability you have largely not exercised, to be fair. Like, you could, put your finger on the scales here and there. So, and it's fine that you haven't. I am not judging that choice. I'm just saying, like, there are places where you could have put your fingers on the scale and you haven't. So, your cousin did.
And, yeah. Well, and with the whole harvest resting on it, like the impact it may have on that, I'm like, I can't screw it up and then hurt the harvest.
Right.
Because we need that. I need to make up for all my past screw up by saving the clan with Kathia.
Yep. I get you. All right. So for the rest of the day, there's more celebrations, music. This is Orlan's High Holy Day. So not High Holy Day, but his weekly Holy Day. So like there's some stuff around that happens with the men and stuff. You get roped, like, when you're not just like hanging out on the stage or watching competitions, like, you are getting pulled into various religious things too. Like, you often have like some sort of minor part to play or a time where you need to be somewhere to do that stuff. That's kind of been ongoing. Like, you would have had a bigger thing to do during Arnalda's High Holy Day yesterday. This is Orlan's weekly Holy Day, so you have like a minor appearance to put in at the Orlan Temple. The whole week is a festival week for Arnalda, so various fertility goddesses related to her, earth goddesses related to her, have days here. So you've been doing like a lot of that stuff too. It's been busy, so it's nice. If there's not anything further you want to do on this day, we'll go to the final day of the competition.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
That is good.
So we will cut finally to Fire Day. Fire Day is Ladies' Choice. This is rather famously a day where there will be some time here where the men can try to impress the women of your clan, however they please, more or less. And the women will cheer, jeer, upvote, downvote, and the various clan ring essentially will figure out kind of who was the most and least popular. So everybody just tries. Your gut feeling here, you know your clan pretty well, is that Javad, right? So our Lunar is going to have a bit of a chilly. He's going to have a bit of an uphill climb. Not like huge, but there's definitely like clan is fairly neutral in terms of its outward facing policy. Like your internal feelings are mostly like, oh, we don't really love the Lunars, you know? So you will be experiencing, like, he'll probably have a little bit of a struggle. You know that Chorustor will have a struggle because of your clan rivalry. They're not interested in elevating him or cheering him. So he'll struggle a bit. Conversely, you know that Baranth is going to have an easier time of this. His whole, like, sort of storybook resonance is going to give him an edge here. Like, you're, like, just as you found him, like, wow, that's a romantic figure. Everyone thinks that. And that makes it easier for him.
I'm going to see if maybe like Carl's and especially like Inara, to kind of talk with their friends, to maybe be chillier to Javad.
Okay.
I feel like that'll be easier than trying to say, hey, support Chorustor.
Okay, makes sense.
So,
go ahead and... No, that's cool. I like that. That's a good idea. You're leveraging your power base. Go ahead and roll intrigue for me. This is that sort of game, right?
And let's try to loyalty clan. Try and boost
you want to augment it with your loyalty?
Augment it?
That would make sense, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because you're leaning on your clan's predilections to be like, look, you already don't like this guy, just don't like him. Right? I'm trying to help here.
So I succeed 22 under 60.
So you can check loyalty to your clan
so that
if you haven't already, and you'll get to add 20% to your intrigue roll.
That takes me up to 72, which makes a 50 succeed.
Okay, nice. Okay. So you spend a good chunk of the morning basically rallying the crowd, like rallying people who know you. So you're like your family members, your Carls and Cotters, anybody you have a connection to be like, hey, just seriously, like we don't have to cheer for each other, right? Like just work on your friends. Let's try to keep that a little more muted. So you kind of like step on him a little bit specifically. Is there any... You have time here because this goes on all day. This will be decided in the evening, right? So the men are doing like they're appealing, like they may target individual women and talk to them, or they may do public displays where they like dance or sing or perform poetry or do what Andre's doing, which is just like taking his shirt off and posing aggressively. You know, like he's not afraid.
Oh no,
he knows what he's about.
He's playing to his strength.
So,
this reminds me of Elemental. You have two muscle guys that muzzle off. I think that's it, because I don't want to push it too far.
No, go ahead.
Because I think a Lunar winning over anybody else would... I think a Lunar winning would be bad for the clan, especially for my reason for doing it. It may not be, but I don't think it'd be good.
Right.
All the rest can win, and it's not bad. Even Chorustor with the clan rivalry stuff, it's fine.
I get you. Okay, that makes sense.
I think if I push too much, that might break stuff.
Righto. Okay, cool. Okay, so you kind of lean on him a little bit. So here's how this kind of goes. So the day kind of plays out. There's lots of... The men are making their various appeals, doing various performances, playing an instrument, sing a song, all this stuff. Whatever they're good at, right? Whatever they think will make people like them. Or show off their charm or whatever. And sway the crowd. As the day goes on, the crowds get more clumpy, right? Instead of just people like doing the festival stuff, there are more people like around your stage area and stuff. And so the performances become more crowd focused until kind of everyone's here. And so in the evening time, the clan ring will bring out your clan chieftainess. She will like bring each candidate forward and have the crowd cheer for them. And then once they've done that with all of them, the clan ring kind of says, oh, this one got the most cheers, they win. This one got the second most, they get second, and so on down the line. So, and that's kind of how it goes, right? So you're seated behind this, up above it a little bit. So unsurprisingly, right, the crowd goes wild for Baranth. Like full send for Baranth. Everyone loves him. Even before they make their judgments, you know he's going to win. Like, as soon as the crowd starts cheering, you're like, yep, okay, he's going to win. Like, Baranth's going to pick this one up. Unfortunately for you, despite your attempts, and it did help, you do notice pockets of quietness in the crowd, but Shavad does pretty well for himself. He ends up coming in second. So you're like, boo! Boo! Boo the Queen of Phil. You're like the one old lady in Princess Bride. I hate that guy. So he takes second. You did diminish his success, but not enough to move his placement, unfortunately, for you. Next up, Farian is apparently good at something. Farian Dark Hunter.
I'd assume so.
He has a certain charm. Yeah, he's got a certain charm.
Oh.
He apparently spent most of the day pushing, like picking out and like charming individual women that kind of move the crowd in his favor some. So good for him. Fourth up is Onger. Onger's just coasting on looks and muscles. So he ends up middle of the pack there just by dint of being quite fit.
Bench pressing women.
Yeah, somewhat surprising. Ermaine comes in fifth here. Your feeling with him, you've met him and talked to him, you've seen him interact with the crowd. He's a polite, well-mannered, and poised person. You suspect that the pressure of being like jeered by women and stuff, and like some of the old ladies get particularly like aggressive about that, right? Like it's definitely like it's like getting Statler and Waldorf at the strip club, you know, like sort of vibe where like they're pretty earthy about it, and so you think he just got rattled, which happens. Vostor did not do well. He got 6 actually. Your impression here is just that he's not at all like everything here about him. He is a fine Thane, a fine warrior, a fine man with a fine reputation, fine equipment, fine horse. Everybody respects him. No one dislikes him, but no one particularly seems to like him either, right? Like that's kind of like your impression of him after this week, is that he is a very respectable person, but not necessarily a particularly like chummy one. And yeah, Chorustor loses because everybody hates him. To be more fair, everybody hates his clan.
I know.
So also he rolled ungodly badly at it. Like I'll just like I think he got again more rattled, right? It's like the women here are being like lewd, aggressive, and mean all together. Right? Like so it didn't go super well for him. Okay, so at that evening, the prize for Lady's Choice that you will hand to Baranth is a really well worked and like beautifully made like silver torque that has like scroll work, and the ends look like the knobbed ends look like deer heads that have the antlers incised into the torque, like the body of the torque, and that has runes and stuff on it. Like it's really nice. Like it's a really nice piece of jewelry, basically.
Nice.
So you'll give that to Baranth. So that's pretty cool. So that's kind of the day. Next day will be the competition is over now. The next day will be the end of the rite. It will be your wedding ceremony and the wrap up of the event. So I'm going to go through and total things real quick, because you guys did move a few things around a little bit. It's fairly close on most of these. Not so much for Onger. Onger did not do well at all.
He tried. Well, even those who didn't, like Vorstar or Fairy, who didn't win anything, they still did well in some stuff, just not first.
Right, yeah. Okay. So that evening, it is announced that Baranth has won the competition. So he's hailed as the winner of the Harvest Queen. Right, and tomorrow you will be marrying this man who you just met a week ago. And I've talked to like twice.
Oh, hopefully it doesn't blow up in the face.
I'm sure everything will be fine. That's what people want to hear the GM say, right? I'm sure everything will be fine.
I'm going to have a silver weapon with me tonight.
It's not a werewolf. Okay, so briefly here, we're going to part the veil and talk a little bit about how your guys' manipulations assisted. I want you to know that if you had done nothing, like if you hadn't handed out a favor, or if you'd given it to like Onger or Farian, Javad would have won. Just on the basis of his rolls alone, he would have picked it up. But you picked another close competitor.
Overall.
Yeah. If you had given Chorustor your favor, he would have won.
As much as I like Chorustor, Baranth seems a more appropriate marriage out of this festival. I'm telling myself. No, and just with Soinnarios' view on marriage compared to Cathia and her love junk.
Right. So yeah. So Baranth ultimately won because you picked him. Otherwise, he would have been in like second.
Wow. Because he only won the one, but he was always up there or close to it.
Yeah, he was always pretty close. Honestly, just points wise, Coruscant is 1 point behind him. Anger loses pretty strongly. He's definitely got the worst score by a country mile, followed by Farian. Everybody else is pretty close together. They're pretty bad, and then everybody else has like a 4-point spread between them. Yeah. So yeah. Shoot, touch the mic. Yep. So yeah. Anyways, the next morning, right, you have to kind of get around because there will be a marriage ritual for you and Baranth. So you two will be wedded for a 1-year marriage. It's a year marriage. You are obviously the person that so not, both because of like the way the Harvest Queen ritual is structured and because of your standing, right? Like you will marry him for 1 year. He will join your household. The children are yours. At the end of your 1-year marriage, you may choose to renew it or not. That is, you both have to agree, right? Like if or else it'll be dissolved. So if one of you doesn't want the marriage to continue, it'll end after 1 year. You can't make him stay. He can't make you take him. Regardless of how that works out, the children are yours. They belong to your clan. They are yours to raise. No property will change hands except what is freely given. So if you give him something, it becomes his. Same thing, vice versa. If he gives you something, it becomes yours, but he's not entitled to anything at the end of the marriage. And neither are you. You aren't entitled to any of his things either. But he doesn't really have anything. So just theory, you would make gifts to his clan because you're like taking a productive member. But in practice, he doesn't really have a clan anymore. He doesn't have a clan ring. He doesn't have a chieftain.
Oh, this guy was somber. But cheaper. So hooray.
But cheaper. Hooray.
Hooray for Trump.
Cool. Don't have any living relatives? Easy marriage. Easy wedding. Right? No mother-in-law? Neat. Eaten by wolves, you say.
And I can only deal with one dramatic parent at a time.
Right. Crazy. All right. Okay, so that next morning you'll have to get around. Your cotters and Carls will attend you and help you. Like do your hair up really fancy, put on like fancy clothes and things, some of the stuff you would have had already prepared as part of your planning, like to commission like nice clothing and stuff that maybe is like something like your cotter, like a Carl will have to stitch you into sort of thing, right? Like, but just like really nice embellished clothing. Your hair is going to get like hyper braided and like done up, like you'll have people help you with your makeup, which to an extent will be true of Baranth as well. He has a lot less stuff, and so he doesn't have nice things necessarily, but like he'll kohl his eyes and do that sort of thing as well. Like this, like wearing makeup is a fairly common practice for men and women. It's different between men and women, but it's not unusual for either one to wear some makeup. So you'll be getting like pretty heavily dolled up and prepared. Baranth will be as well by like your clan essentially. And then you'll have to go to like the Earth Temple for this. Marriages are like Orlanth is Ernalda's husband, but like a lot of the marriage stuff is really her deal, not his, right? So you'll go to the Earth Temple, at least outside of it, to be married. There will be a public rite like outside the temple, and there will be a private rite like inside the temple. So the public rite is kind of like, it's fancy. There's music, people are around you, right? Like the community announces your intent to marry, and like your mother will conduct you guys into the temple. You'll swear some oaths before like Arnalda and Orlanth. There are votives of Orlanth in the temple as an associated deity, right? So you'll swear various oaths. All of this stuff defines the contract of your marriage as well. So like you swear to marry him for a year. He swears to marry you for a year. Marriage is exclusive, right? Like Orlanthian society does not frown on sex outside of marriage, but it does. But that means like if you're not married, it's okay to sleep around with other people who aren't married. There's no negatives there, but you're both like committing to this, right? So like for the next year, like you're not supposed to, like neither of you are supposed to stray or wander. You're supposed to be loyal to each other, devoted to each other, work together to build a household and tend lands and support the clan. and be supported in return by it and each other. So there's some oath making there. It defines like who the children belong to. It defines the expectations for property. All this stuff is part of it. Is this all coming together?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's like not super romantic. You're like, and I will read from the contract of our marriage. Paragraph 3, section 2, subparagraph A, the children are mine. So it's romantic. But once you're like here. Actually, say again.
With an initial here, put your X.
Right, exactly.
Whatever.
Mark with your runes. But eventually you'll get through that stuff. You'll both be like properly sworn to one another and married, at which point you'll be brought back out of the temple to the front of the temple where like clan is gathered, and you'll be announced as like a husband and wife and husband, like a newly married couple within the clan, and then the people will cheer, and your mother and the clan chieftain will like raise your guys' like clasped hands over the crowd to like demonstrate that you're like together, and then it kind of devolves into like a big party after that. So even more partying, food, feasting, music. You've been doing this for a week now. Like, I just want to go home. So yeah, so cool. Baron, right. Baron seems cool with everything, right? But he's not like, he's a little, I guess, subdued would be a good word, right? Like, he's obviously happy to have won. He doesn't have like a low opinion of you or anything, but like he's obviously like not like, heck yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse. You know, like he's a little bit like, yep, okay, cool, got it. We got this part done. But I mean, you can just tell like he's a man who has troubles on his shoulders.
Well, I'm going to assume, given his age, that parents and siblings are not the only people he lost in the
that is
Tamori
likely
attack.
True.
But maybe on the first night of being wed, I am not going to broach that subject unless he brings it up.
No, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. That's cool. So story-wise, the big thing here is now you're married, so you'll have to like take him to your house and stuff, and like introduce him to the Cotters and Carls formally, and be like, "Here's my new husband. Here's all the people who kind of work for me." Otherwise, yeah.
Maybe that. So great. Whee. Now I'm wed, have a suitable husband, and that one Carl who's been mean to me will finally respect me as I shift from herds to barley elsewhere in the clan.
Like, finally, this one stupid Cotter will finally like me. She has so much power over you. That's funny.
Definitely like a second, like she's like a tertiary antagonist to my mom, but
right. You're like, I still don't like you though. Oh, that's funny. Okay, cool. So that all happens. I don't have a lot of like plot stuff. There are clearly plot threads, I guess you'd say, or plot is really the wrong word, right? Like there are potential hooks or things of interest like dangling off of your new husband, Baron, that you may choose to pull at those threads or not as time goes by, but it's something we're going to cover tonight. Is that cool? Yeah. Or do you have any like immediate, like, is there anything about him that you feel like you immediately need to know over the next few days?
I don't think so.
Okay. You are over the weekend, basically, like you'll go through Wild Day. He is not a werewolf. He's not a secret Talmori.
Hopefully he didn't see the silver dagger.
Right, you have like a silver dagger tucked away just in case. So, why do you have a silver dagger under your pillow? No reason.
You never know. No, yeah, get through that. Not to be crude, but I am going to work to get pregnant.
Right. No, I understand. I was going to gloss over the details. Yeah. That will eventually happen over Earth season. It is something we will cover the news of and the casting of spells and stuff next session probably, to kind of handle that, but we will. Okay. But yes, I'm aware you're working on that. So the husband is temporary, but the children are more permanent. Yeah. So we will work on that, but we will
give birth before.
Yes, I know, because you have an adventure on Dark Season next year, and you want to have that handled before the adventure comes up, so you can go do it. So yeah, you have a schedule. You're like, I got plans, man. That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna pull back to mechanical land. Okay, so first of all, we do need to resolve your High Holy Day stuff. So you will need to make a worship roll, all that stuff, right? Unfortunately for you, you did not do your like shrine tending, like worship leading that you usually do. But on the flip side, you participated in a big rite. So go ahead and roll your worship like you normally would. You may sacrifice magic points and stuff to make it more likely to succeed and all that stuff. You will get a power check this season.
Now, I think I may have got one out of the Elf Adventure.
Okay.
We only get one per season, right?
Usually, yes, but I'm going to give you this one as well because you're at the center of a big week-long rite.
So right now I'm just rolling worship to gain back rune magic. Rune points.
Yeah, and
okay. Now,
ideally
I think I had 2 rune points left.
Okay.
Because I spent 3 to do Earth Shield during the whole elf thing. I'm going to spend 2 of those, though, on the Bless Animals to affect, unless I did that already. I thought I did now.
I think you do it now.
So I'm down to 0.
Okay.
93?
Did you sacrifice magic points and stuff?
Yeah, I would have sacrificed.
Okay, also, remember, you're at a minor temple, so you get a 10% bonus. It is the High Holy Day, so you get a 40% bonus. So you have a 50% bonus to your skill already before magic points.
Oh, so that is under 114.
There you go.
So I succeed.
Indeed.
2d6, right?
Hold on. Let me look it up real quick, because it changes. On a success, you get everything back during the High Holy Day.
Okay.
On the seasonal holy day, a success gives you 2d6, which I think is what you're probably thinking of. Even if you fail on a high holy day, you still get 2d6 back. So yeah, that all resolves as part of this big ritual. So you'll get your points back. You have 2 points in Bless Animals, or Bless Herd done. Let's see, what else? You can make your POW check, and then you'll make your right POW check as well.
Well, I succeeded on the one from before. So
Okay.
I got check marked by it.
The POW check?
So I only need a roll for the right.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we did them before, after the adventure.
Oh yeah, we probably did. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and do this one then. Yeah.
So I'm at 17 POW, so that means I need 20%. 18.
Nice. So you managed to succeed at that one, huh?
I'll take my 1 point.
Okay, cool. So you're at 18 now? Okay, cool. So basically once we hit 1608, I believe. Let me go look at your sheet real quick. I have this stuff written down, so I don't have to keep recalculating it. Here's you. Okay. Sorry. So at the start of 1609, you will qualify to be a god talker of Pelora, like a wise woman. Because you have to be, because it takes 4 years. So basically, so
we're not there yet.
It's not there yet, but you have most of the qualifications now, or all of them really. Well, not quite. For Pelora, you need to raise either cult lore or brewing to 50.
I've been working on both. I've not done those skills yet.
Yeah, you have like a whole year and a bit to get them up. But anyways, yeah, so that would be the worship stuff. So now we'll resolve. You'll pick 4 cult or profession skills that you haven't already checked as part of the Harvest Queen adventure, and then you will roll those. Just see how they go.
Okay. Well, and I assume since ones that I checked on the Elf Adventure, I don't get to do otherwise.
No, you can't double check them.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. So, and that's mainly combat plus charm from that. And then intrigue, insight, and loyalty are ones that are checked.
And then you'll
so
pick
how about
4.
I do brew and cult lore?
Right. Work them both until one of them makes it.
Well, brewing went up 6.
Nice.
And 80-something will definitely take cult lore up. I shouldn't have rolled it. Only got a 1.
So that goes sometimes. I suspect your brewing will get there first.
Yep. Even though it is lower, and I've been working at it less time, it is getting up there. I'm going to check farm. I succeed and add 4. And let's do it.
What are you doing?
Manage household.
Did you get it to go up? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I rolled an 89.
Nice.
And by 3.
Very nice. What is it now?
It is 76 before bonus.
Pretty good.
And I got a 10% bonus. So
pretty good.
And then check intrigue. I succeed by 2 to raise it by 4.
Nice.
Insight. That is a nope. And loyalty clan. I haven't checked one of these for a while. 13 will not do it.
All right. Well, not bad.
I got married and increased my managed household.
There you go. Not too shabby. All right. So that's the conclusion of this particular scenario.
Okay.
So the big things here, I'm just going to tell you, and I'll talk to Katia about too. We're going to try to kind of like the next year, right? Like we both know, you and I both know already, right? Between your various divine magics, the simple realities of like life and whatnot. Like, your character is going to get pregnant fairly soon, right? And then she's going to kind of hang around the Tula quite a bit. Women are free to do as they please, right? But like, I would imagine your character is going to want to not put her like first pregnancy at risk, especially when it's tied to the Harvest Festival. So you'll probably like stay on the Tula until you've actually like had a child. So my plan for next year is that we will kind of split focus between some like on Tula political stuff, like stuff for Soinnarios to do more, where she's like on the Tula, spending a lot of time at home and paying more attention to what's going on, right, in the area, like your tribe, your clan, stuff like that. And then Kathia is going to have some stuff to do because she wants to try to pick up a unicorn next year, I think, like try to go on that quest. So we'll probably sort of, what I'm trying to say is I'm hoping that from like this dark season until next dark season that we will play through a year fairly quickly.
I would assume so.
It would be nice if we did, just to give us some time for the last few years of the game to kind of play out, like of the in-game time to play out. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we'll play through that. Well, like I said, next session we will figure out what sort of spells you're casting, what sort of help you're getting from the community to ensure that you have like a good, like strong, healthy children and whatnot. And then we'll sort of set agendas for the year after that. We'll also have to get Kathia through her downtime for this first season, and then start looking at the rest of the year. So cool. You'll have Baronth to pick at and probably some politics to do. So those two things probably aren't as separate as you might think.
I would not assume so.
So again, kind of like an added thing. Like, I did spend some time giving each of them like a little personality and some hooks and stuff. So that way it's like they're like real people, right? Not just like little faces with like one actual star. But Baronth's interesting. He will be fun to explore as an NPC that I get to run now.
He's in the cohort.
Yay. For now.
There goes smoothing over relations with the Mandarin.
Oh, I know. In some ways, Core Store would have been really convenient because it's like you could have been settled up in lands that were still on the border between your clans, and it would have really done a lot to tamp down any violence at the end of your peace treaty, because it's like, well, the chieftain's son is like living over there.
But alas,
that did not happen, and now Kathia will probably have to get into a duel with the Humakti. Good times.
pocket vampire.
Right. Good times. All right. Well, I think that's the end of this session because it has a chunk of our last two times getting together to attach to it. So that'll be that. So, yep, I think I'll end it here and we'll see everybody in the next one.
Yep.